I've just got up, I can hear it raining, it's 7:30, I overslept. It's because of the fish and chips. I feel tired, I feel drowsy, my eyes feel heavy. This is what happens when you overindulge in food. Like, it was a lot easier eating that chicken wing and them chips, but I felt alright the next day because I had a small portion. But because I had a big portion of the fish and chips, I even left some I couldn't eat. So it was mad. Genuinely, food is so bad for us, and that fish didn't taste of anything. It just tasted of oil, and the sauce. Really, food is overrated, and we think that food is good, tasty. It's not even good or tasty. It's just coated with stuff which you can just easily coat, like whatever, a vegetable with that stuff. Honestly, I'm tired of this dumb behaviour. Like last night, I'm watching people's messages, reading people's comments on certain things, and I'm like thinking, like, firstly, you guys really do not know anything. You guys have been orchestrated to act out to be this free will version person, but in reality you're not free willed. You're controlled to be that. You're controlled to have this culture. You're controlled to have that personality trait. You're controlled to watch certain types of films. You're controlled to act a certain way. You're controlled to be by 30, for example, to live by the trend. I don't need to name out things. I just them because it's just easier. Because what? Mostly there, marriage, kids, life, business, work. Oh, you must pay this, you must pay that. It's all part of an orchestration act to keep us as far away from self as humanly possible. At the end of the day, Tupac was orchestrated, Mike Tyson was orchestrated, the fights, the music, everything was, what you think is real life is orchestrated, and what you think is fake is the truth. So they've flipped everything. You can sit there and think, where are you getting your knowledge from? Show us evidence, show us dates, dates and evidence stem from their reality. Time doesn't exist, dates, like, what is evidence going to provide for you? Because surely you are seeing evidence now and you're still acting orchestrated to be this puppet version of self. So then it shows that dates, history, knowledge is nonsense. It doesn't make sense. You know what, I just get up and get on with my day. It is so simple. If we weren't orchestrated, then we wouldn't be clones of our parents. We wouldn't be clones of our culture. We wouldn't be clones of our history. Like, everyone pushes the same agenda. If you're born somewhere completely different, you'd be completely different. So it's simple. So it's safe to say that nothing adds up nor makes sense. They've divided us to fight amongst each other, to kill each other, naturally, as though we do it for what reason? So history as you know it is orchestrated. The wars as you know it is orchestrated. You don't even really know who won. People assume Germany didn't win. Like, we've been under a Germanic Roman rule for centuries, like, and this is the thing, because we are ruled by the gods, by the moon people. But again, people want to see evidence. You can't see evidence of living knowledge until you become living. And this is the reality of things, because people are too stuck with the history they've been given. But why would the oppressor, the winner, give you the history of the other side? They don't. They just give you, they are the ones who won and done good. But you look at history, you look at things, you see that it's all stemming from murdering and killing. There's no time period where things were peaceful, at ease. When it shows we are ruled by the wrong people, the knowledge is given by the wrong people. Religion, wrong knowledge. Like, it doesn't make sense. The people that are religious don't even follow their religion properly, because they do not understand the simple basic facts of their own selves. So then you're acted, orchestrated just to go against each other, just to argue a certain point, standing with each other against a person like myself. It's simple, you know. This life it don't make sense. Look at this weather, rainy day today. Oh, it's just nice to be outside and just get some air. Because honestly, you need to hear from these people, because people are just confused. Like, how can you not think you're orchestrated when we've got something like Corona that is obviously orchestrated, acted out in order to coronate the Prince of Darkness, the Antichrist, this, for that, the da. Oh, show us historical knowledge, show us times, show us dates. Come on, behave, people. Like, it don't make sense. Nothing makes sense. You guys are arguing, pushing forth agendas that have no relevance to life, to healing self. How can knowing whether ISIS is this or that or where she's from is knowledge? Like, people are arguing over, no, she's from under this rock, no, she's from under that rock. Why does it matter? It's not letting you heal self, it's not letting you grow in self, so then your knowledge is nonsense. If it's not benefiting you to become a better version of self, then what is the point of that orchestrated, acted out knowledge? You're just regurgitating things that have had us brainwashed under illusion, under hypnosis, to become slaves, to become puppets in society every day. Yet you guys want to push this as though it is fact, as though it's based on what sense, what knowledge. It don't make sense. It's just dumb behaviour, surrounded by dumbness, mate. Honestly, it's just boring. No one wants to talk the reality of things. Everyone wants to pretend that they know some stuff. It's just nonsense. Like, it's got me going, like, it don't make sense, even though I'm grumpy because of the food, but it doesn't matter. It really does. Honestly, I would still be doing the same thing. It's a joke, it's a joke. People need to reevaluate everything. Like, it's pointless to keep talking about it. Our wars are orchestrated, acted out for us to believe something that it ain't. Like, all our knowledge stems from the same people, so how can it be different? How can any of it be different? It's all from the oppressor. So you're just sharing the oppressor's knowledge and you're arguing over the oppressor. The oppressor sat there watching, laughing, thinking, look at you fools. Would you argue about someone that you hate or don't like, or is trying to kill you, kidnapping you, destroying you, with your friend, arguing about what bed they sleep in? You wouldn't. You'd be thinking, F that so-and-so, don't even want to know or hear or talk about that person ever again. Not talk about it and then think it's for your friend. It's your oppressor. Simple.
That's what happens when you play with the big boys.
Double it. I'll sweeten it for you. You pick the player, and she'll guess the number.
You got it.
Just pick. We'll give you the features.
Just let me go.
Just do it. Pick the fucking player.
Want me to write it down?
No, I trust you.
Right now, I have a chat.
How did you know who he was gonna pick?
Told to. From the moment he left his hotel room, we've been priming him, programming his subconscious. He's been seeing the number 55 all day long. On the elevator, in the lobby, even the stick pin on the doorman. Not only that, we loaded his route from the hotel to the stadium. He looks out the window, primers are everywhere. And he doesn't see it, but he does. There's no getting around it. He even sees far. Suggestions are everywhere. From the number of flowers in the vase to the tramp stamp on the hooker we sent to his room last night. And it's not only what he sees, it's what he hears. The Mandarin word for 5 is wu. There are 124 woo-woos in sympathy for the devil. Now he's not registering it, but it's all there. So when he picks up those binoculars, looks out on the field, sees a familiar face with the number 55 on his jersey, some little voice in the back of his mind says, that's it.
It's simple. It all resorts to fear. People are afraid, and And this is what it boils down to. So they follow what they know best to keep them feeling as though, yes, this is what it is, but in reality, it isn't. In reality, we're oppressed. In reality, as a whole, as a bunch of peoples, whatever we are not free. We never have been free. And as long as we remain with this opinionated behavior, where it stems from wrong movements, because we are ruled by wrong people, then things will never change, things will never get better, things will always stay the same. And I think we're bored of a war every 50 years because it's just what it seems like keeps happening. A war after a plague, after a war, after a civil war, after this, after that. Can we just have a period in time where things are cool? But no one's talking about it because they're afraid for their life. They're afraid of death. But what's the point of living a life that is just you never standing up for who you are, for what it is, for what for everyone. If no one wants to make a stand and just want to follow the same old dumb behaviour, I'm not telling people to go out and cause anything. I'm just saying, make a stand yourself. Say to yourself, it is enough now. I'm not going to keep sharing and pushing forth things that I'm yet to understand, because you yourself have not healed yourself from fear. Like, the only reason people follow or do certain things is because of fear, and they want recognition from each other to like tell them, yeah, tell them we're right, please tell them we're right. It's like you just want it just to, I'm no longer afraid now. It's like religion, you read it, I'm no longer afraid now. But in reality, how can someone guess everything right unless they're orchestrated it to be that way? And then, give energy to it. It's simple. Everything has been orchestrated from every book, from every source, from everything that we know on this controlled environment. Until things prove otherwise, we remain quiet. We remain silent. We learn to get to know ourselves, because that is the only thing that we know to be pure, to be true, because that's what we deal with every day. So it all depends on yourself. If you are pure, then from within will be pure, and then you can reason and find out the information. But if you are just bringing forth anything and everything just to make yourself feel better, but not knowing what entities you attach yourselves by giving energy to them beings, then you're going to always be confused, controlled, under this illusion to be a minion to death, a minion to bring forth death energy. Fear, see what I'm saying? Another demon. These are all dangerous things, and this is why you can't lie to yourself. If you tell yourself, okay, I'm afraid, like, how can I do this? What can I do? What should I do? You'll start to get the answers. But if you want to suppress your fear within self, it's just going to ruin your life. It's going to make you something of a coward, and then in return, you're just going to sit there and grow and become old and just not want to be anything or do it. It's just, it becomes too much for you as an individual to live a life like this, because you're living it in fear.